Run it back.
Hello YouTube and welcome to CGL's Collectibles. Now, I know I haven't posted a video in quite some time, but there's a lot of reasons for that. Most of them revolve around my career. I've now recently moved to the state of Connecticut where I'm filming this video now, and most of you that have been following the channel for a long time know that I'm a New Jersey-based collector and have always lived in Jersey my entire life. So for the last 3 months, been going through a lot of changes and now have settled into Connecticut. I gotta tell you guys, I'm really excited to be making more videos because this state offers a lot in terms of antiques and collectibles. They have so many antique stores, flea markets, and trade shows to go to that I'm very excited to be filming videos here. So before I even really get into this video, I do want to thank each and every one of you that is tuning in. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but I'm really glad that you guys are in this one and you're experiencing this new kind of format with me. It's one of my goals is trying to make my videos a little bit different than they've been in the past. Still capturing the collectibles and the experience, but also just giving you guys different angles and different perspectives. So some of you may know from my past videos that I'm a bit of a VHS collector. Now, VHS collecting has taken off over the last several years. Some VHS tapes fetching as much as $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, which is kind of mind-boggling because when I started collecting VHS about 10, 15 years ago, I just did it for the passion of the collectible, and I still do. I still like having VHS. The box display, the graphic art, and the movie content itself is very important to me. But there's no doubting the fact that VHS collecting has taken off over the past couple of years, and some of them will fetch 4 figures. So I do want to take you through this collection of VHS that I bought not too long ago. We'll go piece by piece and kind of show them all off. VHS themselves, you know, around the advent of the DVD around the late 1990s, they started to fade out. But VHS used to be very popular. It used to be the way to watch movies and TV shows and all sorts of things. And with the advent of the DVD and now streaming services, VHS are an ancient technology. If you can find a working VCR, congratulations, you are in the minority. But the collecting aspect now of VHS tapes has taken off to an extent. And while these videos that I'm showing you are not particularly valuable, although I will share some prices with you, the collectability of them is still very high. And people do enjoy collecting VHS tapes for displays, for the content. Like I said, if you're a Ninja Turtles fan or like me, you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan and you look for Yu-Gi-Oh VHS tapes, all sorts of reasons to collect VHS. But one thing's for sure is that the hobby itself is taking off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and let's check out this entire VHS collection that I've purchased. I'll tell you guys, most of this came out of a thrift store, so we got all these price stickers on it that we are going to have to peel off. They should come off relatively easy with some heat, but most of the VHS that we're looking at were $2 a pop. So please leave a comment down below as to which one was your favorite, and I'll just kind of go through them bit by bit. I'll talk about any ones that I'm really particularly excited about, but I just found a lot of great 80s and 90s nostalgia in this pile, and $2 a piece is a really good deal. It's a really good deal for VHS. I mean, a lot of VHS stores, I'm saying VHS stores, but collectible stores, when you go and you see like cool titles on VHS tapes, they're like charging between like $5 to $20 a tape. And I think I get it. I understand the pricing, but at the same time, that's not pricing that I want to pay. That's a really nice copy of Airplane. This is one of my favorite movies. I believe it came out in 1979, and this is just a really nice nice copy there. This is not that this is worth any particular money, but guys, just so you know, the real collectability, the real value in VHS tapes is having them sealed in plastic. So all these VHS that I'm showing you now, I could probably resell them for somewhere between $5 to $10 a piece, and that's probably what I would ask for if I'm set up at a flea market. But what guys do to get these fetching thousands of dollars is they take really unique VHS tapes like Back to the Future, E.T., and these tapes are still sealed in original plastic from the 80s, from the 70s, and they get them graded. A lot of grading companies, there's a few out there that'll do it. I want to say the most popular one, off the top of my head, I don't know if it's CGC that does VHS grading or it's another company that does it. And these classic VHS tapes in sealed condition that are graded do fetch, 4 figures, as I was talking about before. But here's an original Harry Potter, original with all the Toys R Us stickers and everything on it. I think that's pretty cool. Still sealed in plastic. A couple titles here that I've never even personally watched, but I'm interested to watch them one day. Jack Nicholson, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Classic Tom Hanks movie there. Forrest Gump. Some of these are in rough shape, but like I said, $2 a piece it's a good deal on VHS. I mean, anyone that any of you guys that know VHS like that, you guys know that it's $2 a piece is not a bad deal. Beauty and the Beast. This is the original black and white version. I've never seen it, although I'm kind of interested. I don't know if it's a silent movie or not, but this one's still sealed in plastic. Again, not that it's worth any significant amount of money, but it was sealed in plastic. I knew the title, Beauty and the Beast, so it prompted me to buy it for $2. This one's a bit more unique. Gorgo. Some of you guys probably have seen that. Classic monster movie, kind of a, you know, spin-off of Godzilla kind of thing. After Godzilla came out, and I want to say correct me if I'm wrong, guys, 1954 is when the first Godzilla movie came out. A lot of the giant monster movies started emerging, and here's a classic Godzilla. This is a VHS I've actually purchased on the channel before. If you guys remember, the last time I was at Stormville Flea Market, purchased a different copy. It was a clamshell copy, different casing of Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster. But this is probably my favorite classic Godzilla movie, is the first time he meets Mechagodzilla. This one is rough. It's a toasty one, but I love it. I mean, it's 1987, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator. This is like peak sci-fi, 80s sci-fi at least. And it's a rough copy, but really cool. I mean, this is original. That's really awesome to see. And here's one that's probably going in my personal collection. One of the few out of this batch that I would definitely say is personal collection worthy. I'm trying to get the whole set together, and yeah, every time I see them, guys are either selling these VHS at like $10 a piece, or they're selling, you know, $100 for the whole set, and I just don't want to pay that. So South Park Volume 5, this one again, $2. Got that at the thrift store. So really awesome. While we're on the topic of Godzilla, let me just throw in 2 of the DVDs that I purchased from the thrift store. These were a little more expensive. They were $3 a piece. Some of you guys might be asking what I'm doing with all this stuff. Not all of it's going into my personal collection. I do actually plan on setting up at an event sometime next year in 2026, and I'll be bringing all this stuff to my booth and everything. I'll probably be slapping like, I don't know, like $5 a piece on these VHS, maybe like buy 4, get the 5th one free, something like that. Just trying to make a couple bucks on them, but just trying to bring these back to the market, back to guys that would actually really enjoy them. Another DVD that I bought, $3.99, or $2.99 I should say. I thought it was cool just because it had this really, I mean, this is, you guys can't feel it, but this is a thick, like kind of hard plastic, but it feels like chrome metal case of Terminator 2, one of my favorite movies from the 1980s, T2. So this is a pretty cool DVD. And here's some like kind of more unique, this is all stuff coming out of the thrift store. So again, when I say I'm trying to bring this stuff back to the market, you know, this was all at a thrift store. This was all purchased at the same time, so you know, nobody was really seeing these, and I think it's kind of cool that I'm going to find them, kind of rescue them out of that thrift store, and then bring them to people that are really out to collect these. This is really cool. This is a Superman cartoon from the 1940s, I believe. This is what that is, and this cartoon was way ahead of its time. If you guys ever seen 1940s Superman cartoon footage, to think that this came out of the 40s, and to think like where anime and like cartoon animation's at now, it's like you're looking into the future when you were looking at this cartoon back in the day. It was really ahead of its time. And they spent a lot of money trying to make that happen. And then I thought these were so cool, these Looney Tunes DVDs. So there's Daffy Duck. Maybe that's Elmer Fudd that he's beating up. I'm not 100% sure. But these are all classic Daffy Duck episodes. And I got a Bugs Bunny here. These actually I looked up on eBay. I'll drop some prices. I'm not going to drop every single VHS price here, but some of these are pretty actually collectible. I mean, they're in pretty good shape too. A little bit of staining, but everything's pretty much there. And these go for like, you know, between $5 to $10 a piece, even on eBay. All right, we've seen some good ones so far, but let's start a run of some other good titles. There's Rambo, First Blood Part 2. A lot of action in this movie, and that's just a classic Stallone. Following that up, I got a really nice copy here of Rambo 3. Which one? This movie, a bit slower, but also has its moments. And then my favorite out of the batch, unfortunately it's in the worst condition out of all of them, but this is First Blood, and this is an original release. So this is the first VHS ever made for this movie. It's in rough shape. You guys can see it's kind of a little discolored and everything, but the fact that it's alive, it's here. I mean, this is such a cool one. This is probably a personal collection VHS for myself as well. although I'd like to own a higher copy of it. You can just see in the corner here, it's kind of nicked up and everything. If I were to sell this at like a booth or something, I would ask $10 for it and just see if anyone would, you know, throw out an offer. But otherwise, I'd probably keep that for myself because that's just so cool. Keep it going here with some cult classics. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I thought that was cool to find on VHS. I was at the thrift store just finding these, and there was a well over 100 VHS, and I was just plucking out all my favorite titles. This is another one that I was just so happy that I found on VHS. And I don't know what the price of this is. We'll research it together. Blazing Saddles, a classic Mel Brooks movie. Maybe one of the funniest movies of all time. Certainly wouldn't fly in today's times, but just a great comedy. And here is, again, I mentioned that this here was the first printing of the First Blood Stallone VHS tape. This is still the same movie, Rambo First Blood, but this is like a second issue release copy of what the VHS then looked like. Just see different artwork on the box. This one's a lot nicer and a lot cleaner, but it's still really cool. It doesn't do it for me as much as the white cover on the original one does, but I do like that too. It's one of my favorite movies, First Blood. Classic 80s movie. Here's one, guys. If you have this movie sealed in plastic, I would highly recommend that you send it to a grading company to get this graded. I mean, 80s, like these early 80s Steven Spielberg movies, if you have Jaws, if you have E.T., and then like other popular titles like Back to the Future, if you have these VHS sealed in plastic, guys, take the opportunity to get them graded. Another classic 80s movie, Ralph Macchio, my boy, The Karate Kid. Again, if you have it sealed, get it graded. This one I actually looked up has quite a bit of value. It's not sealed in plastic, so this is not classified as sealed because it's open. Although it's never been used, like it's never been removed from the original packaging, so I think that's cool. It's a little dirty, but it's fine because it's wrapped in the plastic. But this VHS in particular is selling on eBay for, you know, between $10 to $15. So I thought $2 for it was a good deal. Another great movie, you got to see it, Groundhog Day, Bill Murray. And almost lastly, I found this, and it was marked at $3 like the rest of the DVDs. I looked this up just because, you know, it's in plastic. It looks new. It's got a ton of Japanese or Chinese writing all over it. I wasn't sure at first, but now I believe it is all Japanese. And then I was able to actually look up other DVDs like this, and I couldn't find this one in particular, but I'll show it on the screen. You know, these guys sell for about, you know, $25 to $50 for this Japanese anime series. So I thought that was a good buy. It's not something I'm particularly interested in, but I just spotted it and I thought it was unique. So I thought that was a good buy. And lastly, but certainly not least, last thing I got is actually a clamshell. Clamshell meaning that it has this white, thick casing, but it is the Pokemon, the first movie. I'm personally not a huge Pokemon fan, but you can't deny the fact that it is the pop culture craze right now, so I thought I would grab that, and like I said, I'd throw it in my booth for like $5 and see if anybody wanted it. But that's the entire haul. Let me know, guys, again, which one your favorite VHS movie was here in this whole collection. Let me know what your favorite movies are from your childhood, 70s, 80s, 90s. And I thank you guys so much for joining me in this video once again, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Goodbye.